Green Day are back with their 13th album, Father of All, and before we can have a big deep dive into the record, we need to talk about all the conspiracy theories and rumors floating around that this record is just one big troll. So this all started with the fact that this record is going to be Green Day's last on their current record label, Reprise Records. They've been on that label forever. And then that led to the cover art. And look, if I was going to troll somebody and put out the idea that I don't care about a record, yeah, maybe I'd use this cover art, but for the rest of your life, when you see this image, you're gonna think, oh yeah, that's the Green Day record. So, iconic in a bad way? Maybe, but iconic. Second in the conspiracy theory that this record is a troll from Green Day is that the follow-up to Father of All is going to be released this year. And not only released this year, but in the spring. And I know what you're thinking, dude, come on, but this theory actually had some backing. There was an album title floating around, Magnum Opus of the Inglorious Kind. There was an album cover, there were leaked songs, and actual physical vinyl records. But that whole theory was debunked when the band Panicland said it was all a prank. When asked why the band went through all that effort, this is what they had to say.
People wonder why waste the time, but I don't know how to classify something as a waste of time when writing music. Usually people consider anything that doesn't make money a waste of time, but those same people will also say, oh, you're just doing X for money? So I genuinely just think it's ridiculous to think in those terms at all.
Regardless of what you think about the prank, you gotta admit that the band did have persistence. I'll link the entire interview down below. So now that we have all that out of the way, what do we actually know about this new record, Father of All? In an interview with Spin, the band talked about fan expectations and the sound of the record. Dirt says that the album is closer musically to early Green Day albums like Insomniac and Dookie. Father of All is 10 in-your-face songs that clock in at 26 minutes. It's more Ramones than American Idiot. You know that Instagram account called The Hard Times? The day after Trump got elected, they put up something that said, and now Green Day are going to put out their next rock opera about Trump. Something like that, and I thought it was really funny. The thing with Trump, all of it, for us, seemed too obvious. There's so much toxic shit in the ether right now, I didn't want to write songs that would contribute to that. So, for us, it was like, okay, instead of doing some opus or something like that, let's find a new direction we haven't gone into. So we were just talking about the influences and things that we'd grown up listening to that maybe people don't know so much about. So that's when the idea of doing the history of rock and roll music started. I think the band does a pretty good job of summing up Father of All there. It's a 70s doo-wop, Ramones-influenced rock record. It really reminds me of a band like the Pink Spiders, a super underrated band that had that sound but spread across 4 records. Is this record for everyone? Probably not. I can already see all the hate that this record is going to get. But did you really want another trilogy or Ordinary World sounding record from Green Day? The band for years has done that radio rock, that polished radio rock sound. And at least with this record, they're trying something different. And it's not like Green Day hasn't played with this tongue-in-cheek classic rock style before. I think a song like X-Kid from Trey and even Oh Love from Uno could probably fit on Father of All. I wasn't a big fan of the singles at all that were released for this record. The highlights for me, and when I say highlights, I mean specifically the songs that have that sound that the band was talking about in the interview I referenced earlier, are songs like Meet Me on the Roof, I Was a Teenager, and Stab You in the Heart. That's not to say this album is perfect. It's not. For example, the lyrics on Take the Money and Crawl are, well, lackluster to say the least. There's not a real standout track on this album that you can play for someone. It's just an okay average record, and I know that's a horrible hot take to have, but it's not the worst album of all time. But I have seen this record getting 4 out of 5s on some music blogs, and you know, if American Idiot and Dookie are as close to 5 out of 5s for a Green Day record or a punk record as you're gonna get, there is no way that Father of All is a 4 or a 5. But who knows, maybe this record is a troll and we're getting another Green Day album before the end of the year. With the way 2020 has been, would it really shock you? Look, the only thing that we know for sure is that Green Day's new record, Father of All, is the best Green Day record of the decade. What did you think of Green Day's new record, Father of All? Let me know in the comments down below. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell all your friends. And as always, thanks for watching.